Welcome back to another episode of Expertly Unqualified.
Welcome back to another episode, everyone.
We're super excited to have you back here again. And last week, you probably missed seeing our beautiful faces, but let me tell you, there was a reason. And if you can't tell right now, we're not in our studio. That's because life has been happening. It's been a little crazy, but you know what? We still want to put out an episode. If I sound like a crazy person, it's just because I'm getting over a cold. But the reason why there was no video last week was because we've learned, we're women in STEM, we learn fast. I've learned I'm not a good recorder when I use my phone. If you had motion sickness or get motion sickness when you're riding in a car or on a plane or on a boat, that's literally what my video looked like. I was moving back and forth. It was so zoomed in. It was like you could see me drinking my drink all zoomed in. I was like, oh, it's a little too close and personal. And also it was giving me a crazy headache watching me move like crazy ladies. We've learned, we've grown up, we've updated our recording process. So this week you'll be able to see our beautiful faces, hopefully, if I don't move a lot. So I'm going to try and stay as still as a statue. Oh my gosh. But we got a lot planned for you today. If you can't tell, the last few weeks have been a little crazy over on our end. So that's exactly what our episode's going to be all about. That's the vibe. Craziness. So without further ado, let's dive into our WHA news of the week. Starting off with weekly stats you didn't need to know, but now you know. Holly, take it away.
Okay, so one, I learned to actually put my phone down. So I got out my laptop to not move my phone around.
That's good. That's good for recording.
So I learned that. And Red Cup Day. This is my 8th Red Cup Day I've worked today.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if I seem a little silly, I have been up since 3:30.
Oh my God. We gotta wrap
At
up
least
recording then. It's bedtime.
no. We'll laugh together, don't worry.
Okay. 8th Red Cup Day. Wow.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Red Cup Day at Starbucks is one specific day. Holly's laughing because she's like, how do you not know about Red Cup Day? But it's one specific day of the year, or if you order one of their holiday drinks that has way too much sugar, I think it has to be a grande or larger, you get a free plastic cup. Do I get the plastic cup every time and use it only a little bit? Yes. But you just need the cup.
And it is cute. This year, it actually is good design. I'll show it off later. But
Yeah.
I think, surprisingly, this is the first Red Cup Day I've ever worked where people were more excited about the Bear Cup than...
Did you get any more of the Bear Cup back in?
No.
Oh my gosh. It's kind of rude to be like, everybody come get this Bear Cup, and then to have only 2 for like the entire United States population, and then be like, haha, sorry, we have no more. Yeah. I saw so many funny videos. Okay, if you missed this last week, Starbucks dropped a Bear Cup. It basically looks like a honey bottle, but it's got a cute little hat and a straw. It's very cute. I think it's like $30, which is ridiculous. But they only send maybe each store 2 of them. So when they launched, everybody was coming to the store at the ass crack of dawn to get this Bear Cup. And when they ran out, some store, like Holly's store, didn't get any. People were upset. But I saw some very funny videos where people were taking their honey, and you could literally just go to Aldi, get a honey jar, make it your own. And somebody like drew the Starbucks logo really poorly, and it was very accurate.
I've been hearing people say that you can just use the Cricut to make the little Starbucks logo.
There you go. Get creative. You're going to
stuff.
save money doing that. I saw that Target has a knockoff one. I think Aldi has a knockoff one, and Trader Joe's has one that looks almost exactly like it. So who knew everybody wanted a Bear Cup? That wasn't on my bingo card for 2025.
So, do you have any weekly stats of this week?
Yes, I do. So this week I've been fighting off a cold, and it has gotten cold, and it snowed. So the whole combination of cold's not good. But you want to know what is good? Soup. So the amount of times I've eaten soup or chili this week, 4. I had chili last weekend. It was really good. And then my mom made homemade chicken noodle soup, and there's a recipe that she used that's using the Instapot, and you cook it all in the Instapot, and it was really good. So then I had leftovers of that throughout the week. And she had cooked orzo to go with it. And what she does for soups and stuff, if it has noodles and we're not going to eat it all in one serving, instead of letting the noodles sit in the soup and kind of soak them up and get mushy, she cooks it on the side, and then you put in how many noodles you want. And so today, when we were eating it for lunch, I had eaten all the orzo. So she broke up, this is probably, if you're Italian, cover your ears. She broke up the spaghetti into little bite-sized pieces and cooked it, and it was actually kind of fun to eat. So, yeah. So I've been enjoying soups and chilies, and I keep finding more and more recipes for soup and chilies, so I need to get on it and just cook a lot of soup. I got a new
I
crock pot. I got to put it to use.
I love making chicken soup in the Instapot too because you can cook it from frozen, so you don't even have
Hmm.
to worry about defrosting.
Yeah, I feel like the defrosting is like the hurdle where you're like, yeah, I guess I'm not gonna eat soup. I just
But yeah,
won't
the
do it.
noodle trick is definitely the way to go. I try to do that too because the noodles is too way too soggy.
Yeah, nobody wants soggy noodles.
But yeah, it's a smart way. And then you can add like other sauce later. So I'm always a
Yeah,
fan of just like saving like plain pasta.
yeah. And who knows, maybe you just want some good buttered noodles. Like,
I know.
you want some soup, some buttered noodles. You can have both.
And if you're feeling fancy, you can do noodles with olive oil.
Yeah, very
Very
fancy.
fancy.
Butter and olive oil, the combination of both.
All right. So next up, weekly headlines. Do you have any headlines of this week?
Headlines. I'm trying to think. Like, I've just been taking a lot of naps this week, trying to knock out this cold, drinking a lot of water. Um, that's my exciting headlines for the week. I guess. Oh, okay. I came up with something better. I finished Selling Sunset season. I think it's season 9, which is ridiculous. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix, and it's a combination of reality TV and HGTV combined together. It's these ladies who sell real estate in LA, and they're looking at multi-million dollar homes, like a $38 million house and 50, and then they're like, oh yeah, this house is only 3.1 million. Um, so it's entertaining in that part, a lot of drama, and everyone kind of looks like a Barbie. So it's very entertaining. So that's my headline of the week. I binge watched all that and finished it. How about you?
So because I am crazy, I really love the winter. So my headline of this week is it snowed for the first time.
Yes, it
It
did.
was it was actually like a decent amount of snow too, and it like lasted like at least a day. So
But see, you probably got a little bit more snow than I did. So if you're not from the Midwest, you won't understand. But if you are from the Midwest, you will understand that when it snows, you will get a prediction of it either happens this way. It's going to tell you on Wednesday it's going to snow. And you know what? It's going to be like you're going to get zero point 0.1 of an inch. And what ends up happening is you get a foot of snow. Or the complete opposite, where it's like you're going to get 3 feet of snow. You better prepare, and you
yeah,
get 2 inches. There's no in between. And most of the time, they should just tell you you're going to get a range between 1 inch to 3 feet. Good luck. I can't help you with what you're actually going to get because that's what's happening. I mean, the snow was kind of crazy because like where I lived, we just barely got a dusting to cover the ground. But if you drove like an hour away from me, like they got like a foot of snow.
I remember the prediction for the snowstorm for Chicagoland was between 1 to 17 inches of snow.
That's accurate.
But yeah, like it did literally range between 1 to 17 inches depending on where you were. So
And you could go like a block away and they would have gotten a foot of snow. Like it doesn't make sense, but it does. It's Midwest stuff. It's
just
just the
Midwest stuff.
Midwest.
Just
Midwest
Midwest
weather.
stuff. Don't think about it. Don't think
No,
about it.
it will never make sense. Same thing with rain.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on. Adulting of the week. So I adulted earlier in the week, but I have not adulted much this week, if that makes sense. So I made a great plan. I was like, you know what? I need to get a routine. I want to go back to the gym, figure out what I'm doing because I need to make a plan. If I don't make a plan, I don't do anything. And most of the time when I do make a plan, I barely do it. So I was like, all right, we're just going to practice on consistency, making a plan. So I made a plan each day. I'm going to go to the gym, do this. The next day, I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. I had it all planned for the entire week. Then boom, got sick. My plan changed. But now I have a plan for next week, hopefully. But yeah, that was my adulting of the week. Oh, one other thing was proud of myself, if I can toot my own horn. I didn't know what to cook for dinner last night, and I was like, do I want a Jimmy John's sandwich? Do I want pizza? Like, I don't know, something easy, you don't have to make it. And my brain went, no, Caroline, you're a chef. Have breakfast for dinner. I was like, Caroline, you're so smart. So I made pancakes, eggs, and bacon for dinner last
Oh,
night, and it hit the spot. So if you never know what to make for dinner, just make breakfast for dinner, It'll never disappoint.
Oh, I definitely agree. Breakfast for dinner, it's easy, it's simple, and it's always so good.
It always is really good, yeah. What is your adulting of the week?
I was barely an adult this week, but I will say I did meal prep and I
Oh!
made chicken in the Instapot. I just used a bag of frozen chicken and 1 can of the green salsa from
Oh, that's
Aldi,
good. Yeah, I've
and
done
it was
that.
really good. And then afterwards, I like just turned it onto the saute until a lot of the steam like evaporated. And I've been using it in everything. We made nachos, we made
Ooh,
quesadillas, and we're making burrito bowls today.
that sounds so good, and I don't know why, but when it comes to Mexican food, like, I don't get tired of it,
No,
especially if you mix it up and do, like, nachos and then burritos, and I've done, like, quesadillas with it. So good. Maybe I'll make that for dinner because I don't know what I'm eating today.
and it was so easy too.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, I
Yeah,
have a
that's
trending topic related to your adulting. So,
oh,
okay, well, I have a couple. One, I want to get your opinion on Kraft mac and cheese came out with a new flavor. It's apple pie mac and cheese. That sounds absolutely disgusting.
I saw that and I was disgusted by it because okay, go on.
Okay, you don't mix a dessert and mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is already top tier. Why are you adding fake apple pie flavoring?
I don't
Gross.
remember all artificial. I don't remember anyone asking for that.
No one asked for it. Who asked for this? If you want apple pie and mac and cheese, make your mac and cheese and then go buy an apple pie.
So for a while, I've been seeing recipes of apple pie with cheddar cheese in the
Ew.
crust. I know.
Uh-uh.
So I've always been too grossed out to try that, but I guess like I definitely think that apple pie mac and cheese will be on sale at all the grocery stores in 3
Oh,
months.
yeah.
So you'll be able to probably catch it for 29 cents a box.
Yeah, hopefully they pay you to take it, because that's just gross. That's terrible. I'm trying to think of, I lost my train of thought. Like, in what oh, I know some people like apple slices and cheese, maybe not together, but on the same plate, cheese and crackers and apple. I can do that. Apple pie, mac and cheese, get out. Get out. I love mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is probably my favorite food. Don't add apple pie to it. Get out. Something less disgusting than that. This has popped up on my For You page pretty often this week. Probably because I'm hungry. Didn't know what I wanted to eat. So it's been a whole bunch of food. Have you ever heard of a Lego lunch or a Duplo dinner?
No, what's Lego lunch?
Okay, I'm so excited because I saw this and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And how did this just hop on my screen? Okay, so you know those like silicone containers that you can use to freeze stuff? So it's like maybe it has 4 slots and maybe you freeze like a portion of spaghetti sauce or soup. Like they're bigger ice cube trays, but you're not freezing ice cubes, if that makes sense.
I've seen those, yeah.
Okay, so people are using that to meal prep. So it's rectangular slots in the silicone thing. And so they'll like make black beans and put black beans in each of the little silicone slots and then freeze them. So it makes it into a rectangle. And then they'll do rice and they'll freeze the rice in the rectangles. And then they'll freeze whatever, the ground beef in a rectangle. And they have, I don't know, one other thing. So then when you look at their little meal prep dish, it's a perfect line of like 4 rectangles lined up together to make their meal. I'm like, I feel like that seems a little extra.
I have to look that up now because that sounds insane.
I don't know if it's a thing like that's hit the
Because
digital
I
world, but
I haven't seen it like phrased as Lego lunches, but I've been seeing that trend with meal prepping. My mom used to do something similar when she would like freeze like large amounts of stuff when we had a garden.
I feel like
It's
it's very extra for a meal prep. And then my brain is like, ooh, straight lines all in a row. But then just thinking of like how weird it would be to just take out a rectangle of black beans from your freezer. Like, what? My
and
mom does it with smaller portions of like spaghetti sauce, or sometimes if you have heavy cream and you're not going to use all of it up because there's always so much in the container, you just freeze a cube of heavy cream or chicken broth or whatever, that sort of thing. But I don't know how I feel about each individual thing that you're meal prepping to go together. I don't know. I haven't tried it. Maybe we should try it, but I'm like, it's got a fun
so
name though.
it's also super popular with have you seen sometimes when I'm doom scrolling on Facebook, I see extremely high effort cooking for kids
Oh yeah.
videos where like moms really go into like packing their kids lunches, but They really
Yes.
like to do that with, like, the silicone molds. They'll, like, freeze cubes of,
Yep.
like, different food
Mhm. I've seen
together
those. Yeah.
for all their, like, kids' meal preps, but then they, like, have, like they, like, also freeze it into different aesthetic shapes, like stars and things.
Yes, I have seen that. That is very extra.
Yeah, so, like, you freeze your kids', like, leftover soups into, like, star ice cubes, so when you make your kid a bowl of soup, you would pop out a bowl of star ice cubes and then melt them in the microwave, and they have chicken soup.
That's too much.
Yeah, but it's cute, but it's aesthetic, but it's not everything.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, that was my trends of the week. Did you have any trends?
So, for anyone who's not watching this with video, you can look up the Starbucks Red Cup, but this is the new Starbucks Red Cup for this year.
Ooh.
So, I think that this is the cutest design of any Red Cup ever, but
Yeah.
I was really surprised that no one, like, not many people were more excited about the Red Cup than the Bear Cup.
Okay, do you want a free cup that's cute or a $30 bear cup?
Same with the Hello Kitty
Who
cups.
knows? Oh, yeah.
There were more people honestly asking if we had the Hello Kitty cups or the Bear cups.
Do you ever think
But
about how silly it is, how
yes.
attached I feel like, generally speaking, women or girls get attached to a cup. Like, it's just a cup. I know I say that, and I have about 40 million at my house, but it's just kind of funny to sit back and think about, like, it's just a cup. The bear cup, you probably can't even put in the dishwasher, so you're gonna have to hand wash it, which means it's just gonna sit on the side of your counter, never being washed until you actually feel like washing it. So it'd be like a month and you forget about it. And then there'll be a new cup. And then the bear is gonna go bye-bye.
And honestly, I think I really relate to that because I hear that a lot, but I definitely am the type of person that has way too many cups I'm emotionally attached to.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like I have so many cups that were either presents or like are from other countries or
Oh,
like
that's true.
I don't use, but then I also have like so many of like the trendy water bottles from like back remember Sip by Swell
Yes.
and then like every other one. Like I've had so many trendy. I
Yeah.
can't
I
get
don't know
rid of
why
them.
I'm emotionally attached to that, but oh my gosh. Yeah. And what if you got the bear cup and then everyone's gonna be trying to steal your bear cup?
And what if you got the bear cup, you got emotionally attached to the bear cup and someone stole it from you? That'd be so sad.
Then you'd be a wreck.
You'd
That'd
be
be very bad. Oh my
okay, that was a good
gosh.
one. That was a good
Thank
one.
you, thank you. Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
Do you have any other trends for this week before we go on?
I think that was all. So that concludes our WHAT news of the week. Hopefully that entertained you. Today we're going to be doing some fun segments titled Red Flag or Relatable, where we'll go through some scenarios and we'll discuss whether it's a red flag or it's relatable. And we got some fun scenarios for you. And there's different categories of red flag or relatable. So Holly, do you want to start with some red flags or relatable? We'll decide. We'll see if we have the same answer.
All right. So first, we're going to do social and personality, red flags or relatable. First
Okay.
up is do you prefer texting over calling every single time? So this is hugely generational. What do you think?
I think so too. And sometimes I wish I was in the generation that just does phone calls. But I've heard that like Gen Z, like our generation, like it's instead of phone calls or texting, it's random FaceTime calls. Which like sometimes I use that, but I'm not the type of person who will randomly like FaceTime you. Maybe I'd do that to like my brother to be like, hey, look at this at the store or whatever. But I'm not gonna randomly FaceTime you. I feel like I'm much more of a texter, but I would love to be able to just talk on the phone. But then part of me is like, if I tried talking to somebody on the phone, like, what would I talk to them about? You know how, like, back in the early 2000s or all the movies where somebody just calls up their friend and they start chit chatting? Maybe we need to bring that back.
Because I have been trying to get back into the habit of talking to people on the phone because I think I get nervous talking because I talk so much at work.
Oh,
I do. The only person I regularly call is my mom.
that's sweet. Yeah, because parents can't text. I can tell you that
No,
much, at least
no, they
mine.
can't. And
There's typos, or they're like, how do they'll be like, hey, how do I add two people to one conversation? I said a group chat. Yeah, yeah. Or
and
they'll do you ever have where like they'll send a message in a group chat, especially for like my family. They'll send a message in a group chat. It doesn't pertain to anybody except one person. I'm like, why didn't you just text them directly? So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of faux pas happening with
Yeah,
texting and
because
calling.
my mom loves to do that because I think she wants us both to feel included.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be included on a text message that doesn't relate to me. I'm kidding. So yeah, I feel like sometimes I feel like it depends on the person, specifically like who you're trying to contact and who you are, like your personality wise. So I would say I don't mind calling, and I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people our age mind calling, like if it's a big deal to call somebody. So I would say I'm more on the side of I don't mind calling, but I probably text more.
Yeah. So I am terrified of making phone calls, so I'll never call people. But I will always answer the phone, and I've come to realize recently because I have been noticing that some I prefer texting obviously, but my mom and honestly some of my coworkers and other people have just recently started calling me to talk to me. So I never mind when other people call. So I think that's a good thing to consider is that it doesn't make people that upset to talk to you. Like they might like talking to you. They might want to, but are just afraid of the phone.
Yeah, definitely. I used to be so afraid of making phone calls, like calling to make an appointment or, um, I don't know. Most of the time it's just appointments because it's not
Yeah,
like I'm calling anybody. But then with my job, I have to like call and ask questions and talk to people. So I think I've gotten a lot better with that, but I can definitely like sense of like it's easier to hide behind a text kind of and be like, well, they'll respond when they want to. Or do you have the thing where like somebody calls you and then you're like, what's the emergency? And they're like, no, I just wanted to say hi.
oh, yeah, that would be extremely, a
You're
little
like,
bit,
what's wrong?
but yeah, I know, I don't, I definitely feel really like to text to the point that, calling someone over texting would seem a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Another one. Okay. I'm trying to think of which one would be the best.
Ooh, or I could do another too.
Okay, you do another one and I'll do the digital life section. But keep going, keep going. We're on a roll.
Save screenshots of arguments just in case.
I feel like I would be that type of person, but the good news is I really don't get into arguments, so I don't have any screenshots of arguments on my phone, but screenshots are important, I feel like. You gotta be able to prove your point.
So I guess I don't really get into too many text arguments, but I do think I like keeping screenshots of important things.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
definitely screenshot like sweet texts I've
yeah,
gotten or like
yeah.
wise words or just, things I want to keep. I definitely have a bunch of screenshots of those.
But I like sometimes I do take screenshots of comment arguments. They're
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then you're like, did you read this? Especially like a Reddit thread.
Oh, yes. So good, so good.
Yeah. So I feel like it's acceptable to have screenshots of arguments. Definitely.
All right. Did you have any more or I
let's dive into the next one. Okay. So I felt personally attacked by reading all these that we came up with. Okay. I have a couple. So one of them is somebody has 3,000 plus unread emails and the notification on their phone shows. Is that a red flag or is it relatable?
Okay, so I think it's probably bad. I know your opinion, but I get really scared of notifications, so I ignore them for too long.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I can read how many email notifications I have to you if you'd like to react.
Yes, I would love to. Let's
Oh, you're
see.
gonna hate this.
How many years of unopened emails do you have?
So on my Outlook email, I have two emails. One's a spam, one's not like a spam, but one's
Like also promotional stuff.
my promotional email is my Gmail. But I use both because I have a Gmail that I have to use for everything with Google.
Yeah.
Then I have an Outlook. So on Outlook, I have 13 emails.
Oh my God. 15,000?
Yeah, not 1,300, it says 13,000. And on my Gmail, let's see, I have, oh, only 3,000.
Okay, okay.
Only 3,000.
Oh my gosh. So that's so funny that we're like polar opposites. So it definitely is a hack to have multiple emails and do one email where it's all the promotional stuff. Like do all your shopping, like use one email. Then the other one for like important stuff. So on my phone, I have like the Gmail app or whatever, right? I hate when there's multiple numbers, like I don't think I've ever like I just go through my email when I'm bored. I don't know if other people are like this. So I think right now it's stuck at 7 unread because I can't figure out which ones are unread and I just have never. So I know if I know it's at 7 in my head, that's like 0. But then again, that's just like the main inbox, so I do have, like, separate folders, so if it's, like, a promotion of whatever and you know how, like, Bath& Body Works emails you 15 times every day to buy their stuff. So, like, those I leave for a little bit, but then I end up deleting. So those might have, like, 70, but I don't see it at, like, the red little dot. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just need to, like, click through every email. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how my brain works, especially, like, it gets me when people have text messages that there's 45 unread text messages. I'm like, "No, I'm gonna click into it, I'm gonna look at it." Maybe I forget to respond, but I'm like, "I can't handle the red number of death."
So, will you actually unsubscribe from emails? Because I don't
Depends.
unsubscribe to them, and it's just too much to deal with. But text messages, for some reason, I get a lot of spam. I mean, everyone gets a lot of spam calls now
Yeah.
and texts now, but I've been better at just using Siri to read them all,
Okay.
to mark
That's
them all as
smart.
read. So that's been easier.
Well, I didn't know you could do that. That's smart. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, unsubscribe emails. It depends, and Gmail does a good job, and they'll say like, "Hey, you haven't responded to any of these emails for the past 3 weeks. Do you wanna unsubscribe?" And you click a button. But then part of me is like, "Well, you know what? 3 years from now, on a cold January morning, I may want to purchase something again from this company, so maybe I want to see if they have any coupons, even though I rarely buy from this place or I bought something once." Yeah, it depends for unsubscribe, but I mean, so many emails, so many. Okay, this one I feel like will get a lot of people. So use a Safari instead of Chrome. I wanna hear your opinion on this because I have one, but it's intriguing.
So my fiance primarily uses Safari and Microsoft Edge, which confuses me because he just never thought to use other ones, you know?
Microsoft Edge, oof, red
I
flag.
know. So
Red
what are your
flag.
thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so on my phone, I just use Safari. I don't know why, but I didn't feel like Chrome was needed. Like Safari's there, it'll suffice on my phone. It bothers me when people have not updated their Safari, so like the search bar's at the bottom of the page. Like that bothers me. It needs to be at the top. But on my computer, so I have a MacBook, I use Chrome because I feel like it's cleaner with everything and Safari can be a little clunky sometimes. So I would say Chrome on my computer, but Safari on my phone.
So recently, I used Chrome for a really, really long time until they got rid of uBlock Origin, and then I switched over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Firefox is good too. Yeah. But Edge, that's red flag. That's
I
trash.
know. It's like, why are you doing that? Like, that's a joke.
Yeah.
But anyway,
For all the people using Edge, change, change. You need to change.
there's other options out there you should explore.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Okay. Did you have more for a different category? A few more for this?
Okay, here's another one. Has no photos organized into albums. Everything is chaos.
I have certain albums, but they're not very organized. It's like random things I wanted to print, photos for like memorials for people. So it's like all these random photos, but I don't organize them. I don't care to spend the time doing that. How about you?
Okay, recently I've kind of enjoyed though because on the iPhones now, they organize them for you. So,
Yeah.
which like maybe I know some people don't like AI, but I just think that's kind of cool because it just automatically creates albums of like cats and places I've been, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool because we like to just travel around the Midwest locally a lot, so it organizes it into memories based on towns.
Do you ever get the little notification? It's like flashback memory from blah blah blah, and you're like, "Oh, this is cute. Let me click into it." And then it's like, "Here, I'm gonna show you all of your worst photos from high school." There you go, playing like soft music in the background. I'm like, "Oh God, you're gonna question everything you wore in high school. Here you go." And I'm like, "So bad, so bad."
But no, I definitely relate.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next category for I think we should just stick with red flag or relatable for today. I think this will be a full episode. Food related. Okay, this cracks me up. Has a condiment to food ratio of 90 to 10. How do you feel about that?
I think I've watched someone do that. We went to a restaurant once and he got a bowl and it was like a rice bowl,
Yeah.
just like a grain bowl. And he used, no joke, a half a bottle of sriracha.
Oh my gosh.
And that's just objectively insane.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
yeah,
think that
that's
I do like condiments. I like condiments a lot, but I can't do too much. What about you?
Okay, so I totally took this question a completely different way, but I think you were right because I was doing it a different way. So I'll do it both ways. I think condiments are good. You don't want a boring food, but I hate when people put like so much mayo on something and it completely drowns it out. Nobody wants like a dry burger with no flavor. So you got to add some stuff. But when you add so much stuff, it's like leaking out of your sandwich or your burger. Nah, red flag. Or if you mix like a whole bunch of condiments together that don't work, like what are you doing? I read this as in your fridge.
Oh,
You have, it doesn't say that, but in my head, I was like, in the fridge, you have 90 condiments and only 10 things of food. Is that relatable or is it a red flag?
that is also relatable to me.
It is a red flag, but it is so relatable.
I think I have a lot more confidence.
They need to make them in, like, smaller sizes or something because my family had gotten a new fridge, so then you go and organize your new fridge, right? And it's all condiments, like, both sides of the doors going into, like, one of the drawers and stuff, but it's like you can't get rid of it because sometimes you want some hot sauce or you want some sriracha or Asian stir fry sauce. Like you want some of that stuff, but then you just have a giant bottle, and then you have probably 15 different bottles of things. Red flag, but relatable for sure. How do you feel about leftovers? And specifically, if somebody can't eat leftovers unless it's the next day only.
I wouldn't be so strict as you can only eat leftovers the next day, but also it's like there's a lot of science behind it, and even restaurants, you can eat leftovers for longer than like 1 day, depending on what it is. But
Yeah,
I also just freeze most of my leftovers anyway, because I think like I've gotten into like the rut in the past where I've let too much stuff go bad, and then I'm terrified of cleaning out the containers. So
fair.
now I freeze all of my leftovers in meal prep containers so I can eat them later, or maybe I'll save like one or two in the fridge.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
keep
go ahead.
going.
No, but you can go on.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But now I try not to keep much leftovers in the fridge because I just know I'm not a huge Tupperware container of like pasta.
Yeah, yeah. That's nice because most of the stuff you can actually freeze, even if it feels weird to freeze. Now we gotta go get the silicone containers and make our Lego lunches and do pro dinners. I'm definitely pro leftovers. I think that's great. It's also so nice when you don't have to cook. Like you cook once, so you have multiple meals. But I definitely fall into the category of like, yeah, I'll eat it for lunch every day this week. And I'm like, nah, I'm tired of it. So I think it's smart freezing. If you don't like leftovers or you only eat leftovers if it's the next day, I feel like it's a red flag. Like, how do you not waste food then?
So
Unless you have a partner or spouse who will eat it?
I forgot to mention this earlier, but another alleged benefit of Lego dinners is
Oh,
that
yeah.
they think that silicone has fewer microplastics. So I don't know if that's true. I don't know how microplastics work, honestly.
Yeah.
I know that probably should be more afraid of microplastics, but sometimes you gotta pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting. I wonder if that will be on everybody's, like, Christmas list. I need these for is it gonna become a fad?
Microplastic free living.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to think of I think well, did you have any more for I can't even think a red flag or relatable?
Okay, so
Transportation.
I have
Okay, just keep going.
okay, so has no idea how toll roads work. What's your opinion?
Meaning, like, you don't know how to pay it or you don't know how to drive through it? What do you think what are you taking that question to be?
You don't know how at all. Just you avoid them. If you go through them, you don't know how they work. You don't know how to pay them.
Okay, combination of red flag and relatable. If you avoid them at all costs, probably red flag. Like, how are you getting from point A to point B without spending an extra 4 hours? To describe scientifically how they work, I would not be able to do that. All I know is you drive under and it reads your responder or takes a picture of your license plate. And I do know that there's a little sign that says, like, missed your toll, go to this website. So I feel like I could Google search and figure out how to do it. But I don't know. What do you think?
Okay, so I definitely think I'm not embarrassed, but it's just funny. I was afraid of driving on tolls and highways until last summer.
Fair enough, because people are crazy drivers.
But also in the past, I've lived in cities and haven't always driven.
Oh, okay.
I started driving again in 2022.
I completely understand the highway thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the tolls, they're like the toll booths are so tiny, so then you think you're gonna crash, but you're fine.
So
So
I
I can see how
definitely
that's relatable.
majorly avoided them until recently, and then I started driving on them again and realized it's not that bad. It's actually
Yeah.
sometimes less stressful.
Yes, yeah, yeah, definitely. Speaking of, like, cars and transportation and stuff, how do you feel about someone who uses their car as a portable closet? I feel very, like, pointed at, like, I feel very called out on this one.
Honestly, I don't do it too much, but I don't judge it because it reminds me of my mom because I feel like it's definitely a mom thing, a mom habit of just keeping 14 different like outfits or like changes of clothes in your car for
Yes.
yourself and your kids.
Yep.
And it just becomes so easy and handy, you know. But okay, what are your
Right.
thoughts? What are your thoughts?
It's definitely relatable. I don't know what it is, but, like, deep down inside, I'm like, "I need to be prepared any single scenario that could ever possibly happen on this earth. And you know what? When I'm traveling in my car, I need to have access to all of it. So, especially I think back to college when I was playing softball, especially when I was commuting to school and we would have like a bunch of classes and then a practice and another class and a practice. And I wasn't coming, like, I would go to school for the day and then come home for the day. So I'm not going back and forth. Specifically, we would have different colored shirts we would wear on like each day. So one day, for example, we like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're wearing red, and then Tuesday, Thursday, we're wearing black. And you don't want to be wearing the wrong color because that's just embarrassing. So I'd have like, even if somebody texted me and said the color is red tomorrow, I'm like, what happens if somebody is like, whoa, 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 we're gonna wear black shirts tomorrow? So I would have both things. I would keep everything in my softball gear bag, a snack, sunglasses, band-aids, anything you could think of, and it kind of just translated over to my car. So like right now, even though it just snowed the other day for the first time, I have snow boots in my car. I feel like you got to carry a snow brush in your car around year round. Like that's just normal. I have an old pair of gym shoes in case I'm over somewhere and want to go for a walk or like whatever. Softball glove because maybe I'll be bored one day and want to go play catch. Probably some stacks, tissues, garbage can, chapstick, gift cards. It's always good to have like a $20 bill just in case. Gloves, hat, an emergency kit, just everything, anything and everything in my car.
And
So
like,
it's very relatable.
do your parents also have like emergency kits that they put in your car with like a blanket, some almonds?
They probably, I don't remember specifically, but
Yeah,
for one of our Christmases, that's what they gave me and my brother. It was like an actual bag with roadside stuff that has a blanket and stuff. But I do have a blanket in my car. It works well in case it's like really, really cold and your
yeah.
car takes forever to heat up, and then you can put it on your lap. Or, you know, when the sun hits your car in the summertime and then it burns you when you sit
Oh,
down, because I have
uh-huh.
like black leather seats in my car. So you can use the blanket to sit on so you don't get burned alive.
Smart.
Um,
That's really smart.
or like if you're on a road trip and you're not driving, I'm always cold, so it's nice to have a blanket to use. But yeah, I feel like I always have all the things in my car at all times. It's not the most organized, but it's all there.
I do like being prepared too.
Yes, I'd rather be overprepared than underprepared for sure.
All right. So, do you have any others?
Let me see.
Okay, so I have one. Thoughts. Using the dishwasher as a drying rack, not a dishwasher.
Interesting. I have one spin off of this one too. I've never met somebody who's done this. If you have a dishwasher, you might as well use it. I would hate to hand wash stuff every single night. So I'm gonna say red flag.
I definitely agree. I think my mom, I think some people who didn't grow up with dishwashers are scared of them or just don't
Yeah.
know how to use them, are just like
Yeah.
familiar with hand washing. But honestly, I didn't grow up with a dishwasher because we had one, but we just didn't use it.
Oh,
So I didn't grow up knowing how to use it because I hand washed everything. And once I
oh my
moved out,
gosh.
I just started using it all the time exclusively because why not? It's
You're like,
amazing.
this is the best thing ever.
It literally is the best thing ever. So I
Oh
am
my gosh.
100% with for this.
Okay. Spin off of this. How about people who use their oven for storage?
I think that's
They
crazy. Yes.
But, like, they'll use their oven, but
Uh-huh.
there's stuff in the oven, so you gotta take the stuff out of the oven before you use the oven.
No, that's too much for me because I'm also paranoid that I would turn it on and something would be in there.
Yes, that
But
has happened to me.
I worried about that way too much.
So my boyfriend's family, their kitchen is on, like, the smaller side, and you have all you need all the different baking stuff, and so they put, like, their sheet pans and cupcake tins and stuff, and they just leave it in the oven, so it just is that's where it lives, and I had never seen this before, so I was over at his house, and we're like, "Let's cook something." So I preheat the oven, and then I'm like, "Oh my god, there's pans in the oven? What?" So definitely not used to that, but if you are short on storage, I could understand it, but I always forget it's in there.
Yeah. So, um, I did start cooking mostly with cast iron because I was replacing all of my old nonstick.
Yeah,
I do keep all of my cast iron in the oven because it helps season it because, like, when you're cooking other stuff, you can just season the pan.
yeah,
So that's kind of handy, and also, like, I think that, like, with most, like, electric, like, apartment ovens, like, having cast iron in there too, like, helps, which is kinda nice, but
yeah.
I definitely sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I'm too scared to leave anything, like, flammable or, like, not meant for the oven in the oven because 'cause I've seen other people use it as, like, a pantry. My
Oh
grandparents will
god.
keep, like, bread, crackers, and chips in their oven and
What?
microwave. I know, it's crazy.
No, I would forget, and
Never,
then I'd burn my whole house down. I'd burn my whole house down.
never.
What was I thinking of? Oh, okay, random tangent kind of. So, like, there's that bottom drawer on your oven. What do you put in that drawer?
That's
Or
why
do you put anything in the drawer?
I keep all of my sheet pans and my baking stuff in.
Did you know that is technically a warming drawer?
It is. So, I never use it as a warming drawer, but I know that it's meant to be.
It's never advertised as that. I was like, what is a warming drawer? But yes, my family does that too, where we keep our cast iron skillet down there. We kept the pan we would use to make cinnamon rolls, like that's always down there. I'm like, a warming thing. Did anybody know about that? I don't know. It's not well known, I feel like.
I would use that, like, exclusively, like, at Thanksgiving growing up or, like, at family parties and, like, never,
Oh,
ever outside of that ever.
no, nah. I feel like it's also so far like down low. Like that's too far.
I
It's too
know.
far.
I know. So it's just, like, a pain, and then I feel like we stopped using them once we got crock pots because,
Yeah.
obviously, we would just have multiple crock pots or the triple crock pots.
Oh, I
So
love the triple crock pot.
why use a warming station on the floor when you can just use a crock pot? It's more convenient.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. I think that was all that I had for red flag or relatable. Did you have anything more?
Okay, so one last one.
Okay.
Drinks iced coffee during the blizzard.
Relatable.
Very
I
relatable.
I tend to lean more towards a hot coffee once it gets colder out, but nobody can stop me from getting my Dunkin' iced coffee in the wintertime. I will chug it while wearing gloves in my heated car.
Okay.
Definitely.
I will order iced coffee here because you can drink it fast.
That's true. You brought up that point before. That is very true. Yeah. It's faster to drink. Yes, it sucks when you're holding it outside and it's below 0 degrees, but yeah, you
But
do you.
I'll
If you
drink
like iced when it's cold, go for
I'll drink hot coffee when I
it.
can savor it, but most of the time, if I have like 10 minutes, or a short amount of time to drink something, I'm drinking iced coffee. I'm drinking it all.
Yes. Yeah. Chug.
But
Not a sip, chug.
do you have any others?
I think that's all that I have. So that wraps up our red flag or relatable. Hopefully you felt that you could relate to all of it and not be called out by our opinions of red flags. Maybe you learned what a warming drawer is. But that brings us to our unqualified rant and unqualified advice of the week. So, Holly, you want to start us off?
So we're doing rant first.
We can do either or
Okay.
first.
Okay, so unqualified rants. So I know that this is really predictable. Why are there so many crashes just during the first snow? Like,
Oh
because
my God. Yeah.
I saw so like we did get maybe like at least 3 to 4 inches of snow where I'm at. And there were so many car crashes that day. Everywhere. I was so surprised. But it's not like that all winter long. But the first one I
Mm-hmm. It's the first one, or specifically like the first rain in the summertime.
yeah.
But like if you're not from the Midwest, 3 inches of snow is nothing. It's, like, basically didn't snow, but it's always the first snow. Everyone and their mom forget how to drive their car. They just don't know how to function in the snow, and there's already crazy enough drivers out here, so to add snow on top of that and rush hour traffic, the worst.
Do you have a
The
rant for this
worst.
week?
Okay, yeah, I do. So, I've been using these, corded headphones. I feel like they're kind of fun. I like bringing them back. I miss the ones, like, when on your phone when you actually had, like, a headphone jack. I miss when you had, like, actual headphone jack because people have probably complained about this before, but, like, you can't charge your phone while you're listening to something. Then I have an iPad, and that's what I'm using to record this so it stays upright, but then it needs a specific one for, like at least the one that matches my iPad matches my phone. Like, my family has an iPad and it probably has a better camera, and so I was gonna use it, but you know what? It's got the USB-C port, not like iPhone 12 port. So then I'm like, how many pairs of headphones do I need? And then somebody's probably just gonna be like, "Well, get AirPods." Well, let me tell you, I have AirPods, and they're very old, and I think they're broken because, like, I can listen to music through them normally, but if I'm on a call, it's too staticky. And yes, I've been avoiding going to the Apple Store. But, like, can all the products that we buy just come with headphones? Like, these are nice headphones, they work well. I probably wouldn't, like, work out in them because 'cause they'd probably go all over the place, but, like, bring these back.
So
Hashtag bring back the headphones.
people do say, just buy AirPods or
Yeah.
other like wireless ones, but I think they don't remember whenever you bought like an iPod or an iPhone or like an Android phone, it came with good headphones. Like it came
Yeah.
with good plugged-in headphones. So we've lost our headphones, and sometimes we're even losing phone chargers too. Like some people, like I
Yeah.
guess like they used to come with bricks, but now like new phones don't come with
Oh,
bricks
yeah.
anymore.
It doesn't make sense.
So I know you can just say buy new AirPods, but like I feel like imagine if we got free AirPods with every phone we bought. We used to have that. Where did that go?
Basically, I keep seeing all these things where parents are asking Apple to bring back like the iPod Touch or the Nano so that younger kids can listen to music but not have all the access to like the internet and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, where did that go? I missed my maybe we need to go back old school or saw people doing it with like they would go get an old TV and get a VHS player and go get VHS tapes so their kids can watch that instead of like streaming stuff. And I'm like, I don't want that to come back.
That's
Maybe
pretty
it
smart
will.
though. That is pretty smart.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe we'll come back, but yeah. It was so nice to have one thing that does all the things, but I feel like people are now wanting separate things, you know? So it's interesting to see. So hopefully they'll give us a charging cord and brick and headphones. Because if I'm paying an ungodly amount, like $1,000, I hope to God I have headphones, a charger, and a brick. That's my rant.
Moving on. Do you have any advice for
Okay, let's see. My advice of the week. I would say now that we're like, it's crazy to even think we're almost like halfway through November, which is kind of crazy. Just kind of like give yourself grace for this time period. Because I feel like once you hit like Thanksgiving, it kind of just gets stressful. Even though it's, I think, one of the most fun times of the year, it's just so stressful. Or in my head, I'm like, I'm so busy on the weekend. But in my head, I'm like, I'm so busy, I can't do anything for the next month and a half. But in all reality, I just need to look at my calendar and take a deep breath and realize I can plan something on a weekday if I want to. And I don't have to, but yeah, so give yourself some grace during this time and like enjoy November for what it's worth because I feel like everyone skips over November unless it's the 20 or unless it's Thanksgiving, like the day of Thanksgiving. Every other day of November is skipped over. So yeah. How about you? What advice do you have this week?
No, I definitely agree. And also, like, I feel like I've been working through a lot of perfectionistic tendencies I've had too. So I've had kind of a similar revelation of just that's not being perfect. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's good.
okay to just show up, do your best, you know? And just live,
Yeah,
and just vibe, you know?
yeah,
Like those little cat.
for sure. For sure. Yeah. Knock it off with all the perfectionists. No one's perfect. Gotta listen to Hannah Montana more. I would sing if I wouldn't start a coughing fit, but nobody's perfect. um, we do have some exciting news for you. So if you're listening this far, A plus, because you're gonna get the inside scoop. We'll also talk about this next week, but we have you know how Holly and I have mentioned, we're like, let's read a book and talk about it, you know? And then we kept saying that and we're like, we should do a book club. Oh, book club is heading your way soon, people. That's right. You heard it. You heard it here first. Book club. We still have to decide what exactly we're doing, but we made the most important decision and the first decision of what book we are going to read. So, Holly, do you want to say what book we're reading? And my book should have just been delivered, so I'm excited to start reading it.
All right, so drum roll. All right,
I wish
so
I could make the drum roll noise.
anyone who has ever watched, I think, Scandal
Bridgerton?
or
What's the
Grey's
other one?
Anatomy would know her work.
Yes.
So, Shonda Rhimes, she is one of the producers of all three of those shows. She's also a writer. She is so good. So, she wrote a book called Year of Yes. So, together for a book club, we're going to be reading the 10th anniversary deluxe edition.
I'm excited. Yeah, she just came out with a 10-year edition, Year of Yes. I feel like this is very fitting towards the end of the year, especially with everybody trying to make their resolutions and stuff. So I feel like it's a good read to read towards the end of the year. And so if you want to go get the book, you can. If you just want to kind of listen in, we'll make it fun for everybody, whether you've read it or not, make it very relatable. But we're excited to dive into that and have that as another little fun segment to Expertly Unqualified and give our taste of what we thought of the book. Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for listening again next week. We hope to
Yeah.
see you.
Yes. And make sure you check us out on Instagram at Expertly Unqualified. Check us out on YouTube. We also post on Spotify. Those are all at Expertly Unqualified. Like, comment, subscribe. I actually got to meet one of our subscribers in person. But yeah, we want to hear from you. We did just drop our recaps for our fall joy lists last week. So go check those out. Those are kind of a fun recap. And we will catch you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.
All right, that's a wrap on our episode of Expertly Unqualified. If you stuck around this long, you're either extremely loyal, extremely bored, or extremely caffeinated. Either way, we love that for you. Make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and leave a review if you laughed, related, or were personally attacked by something we said. Find new episodes and more on our website, thepodmates.com.
And don't forget, follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Expertly Unqualified. Send us your stories, questions, or weird hot takes. You might just hear them on a future episode.
We are, as always,
Expertly Unqualified. Conversation's so fun, you'll forget we have no idea what we're doing.
was a Podmates production.